Crazy video you're about to see. There are a couple of good things to look at in this, as ridiculous as it is when you think about the concept itself. But again, when you're going after somebody that has a firearm, again, what do you have to do? You have to go after the weapon. The weapon system is the human brain. The tool is the firearm. And again, we're gonna look at a scenario that it was just lucky that she didn't initially kill this guy. Okay, so let's take a look at it. The setup is, I'm not sure what got her to this point, but she came in with a gun. You can tell she's very unfamiliar with using firearms. So let's just start playing it, and we'll get our lessons in. All right. Okay, there she is. She's waiting, pulls the gun. There he is. She comes after him. Now she's trying to shoot. The reason she hasn't shot him yet is because she can't get the gun to operate. She's trying to operate the slide. People are there. Now he comes after her. Again, it's failing. It's not working. And he's coming after her. She shot at him there. She got one there. Now he's got her. Now look at this. Look at the focus. What is the focus? Look at that. The whole focus is what? Grabbing the tool. There are so many different ways. And he's pushing, he's pulling, all of those things that we know are just in there. But look at where the heads are placed. Look at all the opportunities that either of them would have to injure the other one if they weren't so focused on the gun. Now let's see how it keeps going, okay? Okay, still again. It's, he's trying to control her the whole time. And look, there it is right there. Boom, goes to the ground. Takes her down. Coming in, now it's interesting. Now he's going to get control of the gun. Coming in there. And this is where you're going to see he goes off, boom, shoots her. And then he takes off. What is the key? What do I keep telling people all the time? If you're that close to somebody, your job is to shut down this. The only reason she was able to keep going is because he didn't do anything that took the brain out of the equation. He kept wrestling with the gun. And even though he's probably much stronger than her, she still held on hard. Why? There was no injury, okay? So I get why people want to grab guns and try to do disarms, but that requires strength. It also requires coordination. A lot of things that under stress like that, most people don't have. But if you're trained to injure people, if you're trained to look for opportunities in the human body to put injury into them, and you're very familiar with them, you have a lot more options when it comes to situations like this. Again, very lucky he's not dead. She couldn't operate the weapon correctly. She couldn't get it to load correctly until very late in the situation. And then, of course, he was able to get a hold of it, and he put a couple of rounds in her. Now, I know all of you are probably wondering about the backstory. Why did this happen? How did it happen? What was the result? Again, guys, when we watch acts of violence, we're doing it to protect our brains. We're looking to see what works and learn from it. This particular scenario, we can look at it, we can see what worked, we can see that he eventually got her down, he used his strength, he was able to wrest the gun away from her. Not a good option, but he got it done, and then he was able to do it. The way we look at it is, what could we have done better in that situation? He was successful, but what could we have done better? Well, he could have injured her much earlier in the situation. If you knock her out, if you injure her in such a way that she can't control her body, then you don't have anything to worry about. As long as that brain is active. Look, she fought all the way to the end. She was an enraged ex-wife trying to kill her ex-husband, and she wasn't going to stop. Again, these types of principles are incredibly important. I mean, the reason we train our brain and body first is coordinated. Then we bring in the tools after. Why? We always assume what? We always assume when you face a threat, it's going to be multiple attackers. We assume those attackers will be bigger, faster, and stronger, and we assume they will carry tools, weapons. And therefore, the principles and methods that you use have to be consistent across the board. This situation, he was very lucky he wasn't murdered. Bad scenario all around. But what we're taking away from it is, don't miss out on your opportunities to injure and end the situation right now, because once the brain's taken out of the equation, everything goes away. Now, I know I sound like a broken record, but you guys keep sending me videos like this and asking questions. And so I'm going to keep telling you why the principles and methods are so important. Now, if you want to immerse yourself in these principles and methods, if you want to start putting together a plan that'll minimize the chance of violence coming into your life, you want to go to surviveviolence.com, give us your information so we can send you our guide where I have 11 different modules that go in all aspects of self-protection. Information like this and other critical information that you need. Surviveviolence.com, and until next time, stay safe.